Okay, it didn't explode. Thank Christ.
I would have laughed if it did. Okay.
It would have exploded all over my computer, so it would have not been nice. But
Yeah, this is true. That wouldn't have been good.
just
Okay.
fry my fucking computer right when we start the podcast. It'd be great.
So getting down to business, this is episode 1 of the Stuck in Development podcast. Stuck in Development named because we're just a bunch of man children, and we thought it'd just be a good double entendre based on like the gaming industry.
This is true. I did not come up with this.
I asked you between two names, and you said that sounded good.
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay, so I am Cody. I also go by Zolcron on Xbox Live or Starved for Mana on YouTube. My favorite genre of games is probably the immersive sim genre, so like Bioshock, Prey, stuff like that.
So, when you said immersive sim, I swear to God, I thought you were gonna say like Microsoft Flight Simulator, those kind of games.
No, like Bioshock, Prey, and all those fun things.
Yeah, all right. That makes a lot more sense than fucking
Yeah,
busting
just randomly busting out Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's like, I didn't even know you ever played that.
Well,
Yeah.
I googled it.
Actually,
I
Christian, little known
Sorry,
fact,
go
my game of the year is actually Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've been
Well, what's funny about that is I was looking up earlier, I was curious, what some other games came out not this year, but 2020, and I, saw an article, top 10 best games of the year, and at number 1 was Microsoft Flight Simulator.
It did come out this
Really?
year.
Number 1 was Microsoft Flight Simulator, number 10 was Hades.
Eh. Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Christian. I go by Sauce for 16. I think on pretty much every platform currently. Still, I've switched everything over. My favorite genre of games are tied between RPGs and roguelike games.
I didn't know what the RPGs. I knew roguelikes, but RPGs, that one kind of throws me off a little.
Why
No.
they throw you off?
Well, give me a few examples.
Well, Fallout. Really, the Fallout
Yeah.
as a franchise as a whole. Skyrim, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are literally the only 2 RPGs I've played in a while, so I can't think. Outer Worlds, that's another one that exists.
I was almost like half hoping you just throw out Deus Ex and I could call you out. Like, that's a fucking immersive sim, Christian.
Is it? I don't really know what.
Yeah,
I've never heard the term immersive sim, so I didn't really know.
It's used for games that are kind of have like some RPG elements to it, but you can't quite call them an RPG.
I use RPG as a very loose term.
Those weren't really loose term games for RPG, so you're good.
I know those weren't, but I couldn't think of any more. I was trying to think of actual bog standard RPGs. I'm like, I really don't know many RPGs outside of Bethesda. Knights of the Old Republic, I think that's an RPG.
Yep, BioWare. Pretty much BioWare and Bethesda. BioWare's kind of been on a downhill trend for a while, though. Oh,
I like those games.
Did you hear we are apparently getting another KOTOR game, but it's not being made by EA or BioWare.
Yeah, I think you told me about that. I don't remember who said made it, though. Was making it.
I don't know. I just saw it today, so I don't know why you'd know that.
I swear I thought you've told me that before.
Okay, well, let's get down to business. Format we're doing for our awards is we agreed beforehand that I'll go first on each category, right?
Yep, you're going first.
So we're each going to do our runner-up, then our winner, and then when we're done with that, we'll go and do our honorable mentions. We have 13 categories. We'll start with biggest regret, go to a game from previous years, DLCs and expansions, music, multiplayer games, best character, biggest disappointment of the year, best gameplay, best world, most underrated, best story, our miscellaneous awards, which are just things that didn't fit in any of our categories, and we just want to shout it out. It can be a game, it can be a movie, it can be a magic card, it can be whatever you want. And then we'll go into Game of the Year. Yeah, it's a little weird. We'll go to our Game of the Year after that. And then we'll enter our final segment where we will mention some games that we hope to finish or continue over the next month. Maybe mention some games you're excited for this for this upcoming year.
Oh yeah, I have something to talk about there.
Yep, and then I have an idea. That's when you'll have your chance to talk about that game.
Uh-huh.
And then we end by assigning each other a game for the month.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we both already know what we're signing each other.
Yes, we've kind of mentioned it quite a bit.
Yeah, it hasn't really been a secret.
At least it might be the next month, but this month, no. I think we already know what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I said, first category will be biggest regret, and to explain what biggest regret is, it's essentially just a game that we either didn't get enough time into, or we just didn't get to play that we think could have been on this list in any other way. So these games are pretty much the ones that will not appear on the given person's list, more likely. Except for one of them for me, for obvious reasons.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, for me, I don't think my biggest regrets show up on my list anywhere.
My biggest regret does, because I still did a thing related to it that allowed it to.
I see. Yeah, no, mine does. My runner-up and my biggest regret do not show up in my list anywhere else.
Okay. So we are going to start with me on my runner-up for biggest regret. And my runner-up for biggest regret is Immortals Phoenix Rising.
That makes sense.
Yep, I didn't get to it. I know that it's a lot like Breath of the Wild. I enjoyed Breath of the Wild. I've been playing the Assassin's Creed games. Honestly, I think it's just because I got into like Odyssey this year that I didn't get to it. Because I swear, I was just between like all of the Hades that I played and all of the Assassin's Creed. I think I've got about 200 hours between the two games right now. I just wasn't feeling the Greek thing. It also just doesn't help that it came out like 1 week before Cyberpunk.
Yeah, and we were both looking forward to that a bit. So
yeah.
it kind of got swept under the rug a little bit for you.
Yep, and I know that this will come up a little later on, this game.
Yeah.
At least that would be my assumption.
It will. Don't worry about that.
I did initially make the mistake of buying this on the Switch, which I thought would be fine because that'd be the only way I'd get to it. But when I saw the difference between visual quality after buying it, I was just like so down on it that I was like, God damn it! I guess I'm just buying it on the Xbox. And then I just never got to it.
He was like, I just don't know why I did that. It just wasn't great. I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, he just like, yeah, I'm getting it on Xbox.
Well, it was also on sale for like $30, so at least I don't have to pay full price for it the second time.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my runner-up.
Yeah, I mean, for me, if I hadn't played that, that'd be up. That wouldn't be my runner-up. That'd be a.
You almost didn't play it. That's what I find crazy.
I did almost not play it at all.
You actually had almost no clue what the game was up until like a week after it came out when you decided to jump into it.
I had no interest in it at all. I was like, okay, cool. I don't want to play that game, like, at all.
Okay.
And then...
Go to your runner-up, brother.
My runner-up for biggest regret is... Which I did start playing a little bit recently, but not in 2020, was Genshin Impact. And it was a game I had heard about a lot, and I had always been interested in it. I had just never gotten to play it. And
it is a 2020 game, you know that, right?
What do you say?
A 2020 game, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. I was hearing a lot about it throughout 2020, and I just never got to play it.
These trailers probably should have waited until those were done.
Fair enough. I had the game hyped up for me. I didn't think my computer could even run the game, because someone told me it couldn't run
I didn't think it would.
And... So, I hadn't really gotten around to it, and then finally this year, I actually, like, just out of a fucking whim, tried installing it, which took me like fucking 2 days because it kept canceling the install on it over and over again. And I finally got to it, and I realized, like, oh, fuck, I wish I'd gotten this game sooner. This game's awesome.
If I'm not mistaken, Joey kind of sold you on it, right?
Yeah, I had it hyped out from him and just, like, in general, just other people saying, like, oh my god, this game's great. Like,
I tried playing it. I think I played it for, like, maybe 2 hours, and then I just kind of stopped.
I don't see how you can do that.
I didn't like the control. I didn't like the controls. The controls were awful. It was actually almost preferable to play it on my phone.
Were you using controller? Because the controller and controller are a bit weird.
I didn't like it either way.
Okay, well, I was about to say the controls aren't that odd. At least not now. I don't remember when you started playing it, but like currently where it stands, the controls are. I mean, they're normal. It's not like weird. It's not like Deus Ex levels of fucking odd controls where it's just...
To clarify, Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Yes, Human Revolution, not Mankind Divided, where they actually gave the option.
Okay. Anything else to say about it?
Good game. Sad I didn't play it earlier.
You just didn't play much of it.
Yeah, either way, I still haven't played much of it, and I still want to play more of it. It's just other games have come up, and that took my interest a bit more.
Okay. My winner for my biggest regret is a game that I genuinely feel like had the potential to be either my runner-up for Game of the Year or my Game of the Year had I played it.
I wonder what it is.
That game is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I am so pissed. I started playing it right when it came out, and then it's just, I think something came out, I started playing it, I just never went. And I'm so pissed with myself with it.
Yeah, it's a... I know I've played more than you have.
I love what I've played of it. I just never went back to it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go back to it probably next month. That'd be the hope.
Yes, do so. I didn't play much of it either. I don't play more than you. I played enough that I could like safely like determine like what it would win on my list and everything. Mm-hmm. Like I think I have like at least 8 to 10 hours in it.
I think I got like maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, like I had enough in there that I'm like, okay, I know what this is winning, what this isn't winning. Maybe if I had finished it.
I mean, the first story I didn't even jump into until like what 2017, 2018.
Yeah, you were late on that, I think.
But I loved the first game.
When I started playing it was because I actually had one of my other friends at the time was game sharing me like his games, and he had gotten it.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that you said something about game sharing it when you were at your dad's because you played it when you were at your dad's over the summer.
I did, correct. And he had told, like, I was asking him, like, oh, well, what's this game? Is it any good? And he's like, oh, yeah, that game's great. It's, like, a very beautiful game. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm not sure I've been to the whole beautiful game, what you're calling it. But, I'll try it out. And I played it. I'm like, holy fucking shit.
I think it is genuinely probably one of the first Metroidvanias I actually played through all the way.
I think that is the first Metroidvania I've ever played.
I know I've played a few before. I just don't remember which ones I finished.
I
just regret not getting it.
I don't remember it. Yeah, no, the game's fucking awesome. Obviously, it's just I would regret it too if I hadn't gotten to it more. I regret that I haven't played it more. It's just I had other games that I didn't really get to play at all that I know I really wanted to play. That's what won.
Wasn't your winner for biggest regret the one I was trying to guess?
It was, and you couldn't guess it. I feel like.
Oh no! Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna try and pull it up right now and just see if I'm right.
All right. I should look at your screen. Let's see. Oh, is it not under? Are you?
Hold on.
All right. I to guess it or not?
Because I think I actually did guess it. Well, it's not a TurboTax trailer. I know that.
It's a TurboTax. My biggest regret is I didn't get to do my taxes. I've been evading my taxes. I really wish I had done that.
You wouldn't have had taxes.
Shh! Don't tell them.
Okay. This.
What? No, that's not my biggest regret.
Oh no, not regret. Never mind. I remember where that's at.
Yeah, you remember where that's at.
Okay. Nope, go
That's
ahead.
one of the few things you do know the standing of. Okay, I want to try to guess one more. One more guess at it. Just
Biggest regret?
random throwaway.
Do you think it's a game I got to?
No.
I have no clue then.
My biggest regret for this year is SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. The
Oh my God.
rehydrated. What? Oh my god! Don't oh my god me. I had played that game so fucking much when I was a kid. Like,
I don't even know if I
so
should
much.
acknowledge this by pulling up the trailer.
It's so good.
It's
And
not.
It is.
You get
Shut
this
your
instead.
fat, dirty mouth. I played the game so often when I was a kid.
I'm pretty sure.
Like,
I'm pretty sure if I played it on the PS2, it would be fine. But as just like a blatant, like just up-res of graphics, I did not enjoy this game.
well, okay. So here's the thing. I played like maybe 30 minutes of it. The new one.
So you really can't say.
Because no, that's my biggest. I played the original a lot. And I always remember this game like the back of my head, and I thought it was like a fever dream because I couldn't never remember what the fucking name of it was. I'm like, I know I used to play this like weird SpongeBob game as a kid. And I remember this one section because this was at my time when my married, but he was with the girl he eventually married and then got a divorce with. Her son. I don't remember. He was trying to do a certain part in it. I think it was like a certain part in like a cave and some weird puzzle thing. And I remember it so vividly. And I'm like, what fucking game was that? And then I heard this being announced, the remaster of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. I'm like, that's it. I was like, oh my god, I need to play that. And I started playing it, and I was like, oh my god, that's so great. I missed this game so much. And then, like, something else came out, and I'm like, I want to play that a bit more currently.
I think I personally prefer the SpongeBob SquarePants movie video game.
That one was also really fun, but just I think almost for the nostalgia factor alone, I regret not having gotten to Battle for Bikini Bottom. The platforming in that game was just fucking... I mean, it's not like it did anything super incredible. Like, I don't think it did anything super, like, creative and new with its platforming, but it did the thing it tried to do, it did well, like, it well enough that as a kid, I was like, this game's fucking fantastic, and I just want to go back to it. And I didn't get to go back to it, and that's why it's my biggest regret, because there's literally no other game that I could think of that I really hate myself more for not playing.
That's fair, I guess. Fair enough. Okay.
I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but that's kind of the point.
It is. It really is. Okay, I'm going to go into honorable mentions. I would like to point out Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Never got to it because I was just kind of Assassin's Creed out by the time it came out. XCOM Chimera Squad. I heard mixed things on it, but as like an XCOM game, I've never really gotten into the XCOM games a whole lot. You know that. Like, I've never got, like, massive enough into them. The way that one was structured seems like it would be more of something I would like. Medal of Honor VR. The only reason I did not play Medal of Honor VR game is because it takes up 200 fucking gigabytes and data caps are a thing. And I just didn't want to install a 200 gigabyte 8-hour long game.
Well, I can say this. I actually looked up a like a small like little playthrough of that game, and it looked pretty fucking good. And I was actually a bit surprised.
Yeah, it looks good, but I just don't want to. I don't want to install a game.
Oh yeah, I'll just use up most of my fucking data cap in one game. Thanks.
Yeah, Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners, which is the Walking Dead VR game that came out a little before Half-Life Alyx. That also looked really good, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. And then here's a little wild card for you because I highly doubt you know what this is. It's Bug Fables.
Oh, okay. I'm already confused.
It's essentially it's basically old Paper Mario, but it's like an indie game. So it's like an actual RPG, like Paper Mario style.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Any honorable mentions for you?
For me, actually, yes, XCOM Chimera Squad is one of the honorable mentions I had because I had played a little bit of it and I actually bought it. It's just
Oh, you did?
I started playing. Yeah, I bought it and I actually started playing it a bit. It was pretty fun. It was way different than the XCOM games before. I mean, it was still turn-based combat, but
I actually never knew that you got to it.
I did. I didn't get to it much, however. I think I played like an hour, and then I was like, again, just other things came out, and it just got swept up, and I just stopped. And I haven't gone back to it because it just hasn't sounded too much fun to me lately. As another honorable mention, a game I haven't played too much of. Maybe Wasteland 3.
Yep, I want to go back to it. I want to continue.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was good. I'm not gonna say it's not good because it was good of what I played of it. It's just out of like other games we both have currently for like multiplayer and single player games. It's just there are other things I'd rather be playing, like as opposed to Wasteland 3.
We'll probably get to it at some point this year. Would be my guess.
Yeah, I imagine we will. I'm just not sure when it's gonna be.
Shut up!
Who's
Mute him!
No.
God damn it! No!
No.
Bad! Are you like angrily ranting? Fuck off, doing a podcast.
Anyways, like I was trying to say, what was I saying? I don't remember what else.
Let's just move on to the next category.
Alright, next category!
Next category is best game that we played in 2020 that came out from a year before 2020.
So the previous year?
Yeah, just previous years.
I only have one. I couldn't think of anything else that I played this year that came out.
Yeah, so you want me to just do my two first, and then...
You go ahead, and then we'll get to the one I said.
Okay, my first game, so my runner-up, is not the trailer for The Little Things. It is Asura's Wrath.
Oh. Yeah, you did play
So,
that, didn't you?
Yes, I did, and I loved every moment of it. So, it's really weird, though, because realistically, if I were to review this game for you, I would say it's like a 7 out of 10 game. Because its gameplay is complete shit. Like, no joke. Like, the gameplay is fucking awful. But the story is, like, it's so fucking good. Like, I would say it's a 10 out of 10 story, a 5 out of 10 on gameplay.
So yeah, I averaged it out to about 7.
Which, it's fine. There's actually not a ton of gameplay in it. It's mostly, if you go into this game, think of it like a Telltale game. Just ignore the fact that you're doing like combat every once in a while. But
yeah, it's kind of how it is on Telltale too, where you
Yeah.
every once in a while you just get random Q2E or combat.
The over-the-top nature of this game, like the things that it does, just makes like some of the shit from Dragon Ball Z look like absolutely nothing in comparison, though.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
it is-
the problem I can't talk about much about it because I've never played the game.
I know, but you can just like see this trailer right here that this is fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, no, I can see. I've seen the final boss battle of the game. I've seen
Yes.
that.
He's fucking crazy.
Yeah, isn't it like some fucking dimension-sized being, and you're just like beating the shit out of it?
Yes.
I think
I
that's
don't know.
actually it right here.
I just loved every fucking moment of this.
Yeah, like I said, I can't say much about it. Never played it, but, you know, I mean, it looks fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, the music is great too. Like, I just loved it.
As a game, I didn't want to play, I just never really got around to it.
My winner is one that might not entirely surprise you. It's actually a game from 2019, though.
Alright.
Do you have a guess?
Excuse me. I'm not gonna lie to you. 2020 has been my entire life, so I don't really remember anything from previous years too well.
Okay.
So yeah, no, I have no guess. I don't remember what came out in 2019.
Okay, my
Oh, Odyssey.
nope. It is Control. Because Control came.
2020 game.
Nope, Control is a 2019 game. The DLCs came out in 2020, so I will be mentioning those a bit later. But I just like the atmosphere of this game. Combat was just like kind of, I guess it's like a mix of like Max Payne and their last game, Quantum Break. Just had like a bunch of powers to it and everything. Like story wise, it was fun. I enjoyed this game. It was just, it's so hard to explain why with this. It was just
I didn't play
a lot of fun.
I mean, I didn't. That's another game I didn't play, which I can't talk about that much either. Quantum Break though, that was fucking awesome. If you're saying it's like Max Payne Quantum Break, I can kind of get like an idea of how.
You can see gameplay right there, like a little bit of it.
Yes, I'm looking at that currently.
You're not.
Oh yeah. This game.
I genuinely can't explain why this game was so good. Like this, like some of those side quests. I think you've seen the refrigerator. That's the one that you were telling me about.
That's the only thing I know from that game is the fucking refrigerator.
Yeah, you get sucked into the fucking refrigerator. This game is so hard to describe because it's just so fucking weird. But it's great.
I think that's the one I did want. I wanted to play it at some point, but I never got to play it.
It is on Game Pass.
Yeah, I know, but there's other things that probably playing. That's again the problem.
So you don't even. So you just have a winner for this.
Yeah, there's a reason why I only have a winner. That's because there's literally no other game that I could think of that I didn't play that didn't come out in 2020.
Well, it pisses me off because you didn't count Switch games.
I didn't, because any Switch game I played like right at the beginning of the year, and I mostly forgot about them. But
okay,
let's hear it. Apart from Switch games, there's no game that I had played in 2020 that came out from a previous year that I already hadn't played.
Yeah, that would do it.
So, this is a game we both played together.
Oh
Can
no!
you guess what it is?
Let me just pull it up. God damn it! Hold on, let me.
The only game I can think of. It's so great.
But Mr. Wedfield. No,
Mr. Wedfield.
No, because we're attacking. God damn it! Then it is right.
That's Fandango. Resident Evil 6.
Okay.
So, let me say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
The game is fucking awful. Let's just...
Yes, I was gonna say, let's just get this right out of the way.
Horrible.
This game sucks.
This game is like a literal heap of dog shit when you're playing by yourself. Now, where it becomes a masterpiece in gaming is when you're playing with a close friend.
Or a family member.
Then it is... Don't go too far. Then it was so much fun playing through that with you. It was just the game. Okay, first of all,
first campaign.
There's a secondary character. First campaign kind of sucked. I didn't even get a character because I was playing the secondary character each time, and the first campaign is the only.
We did the first campaign we did was Ada.
Yes, first campaign we did was Ada. And that's the only campaign where in co-op, the second player gets someone that doesn't even, like, show up in the normal campaign, like, single-player version of it. I just got, like, some random soldier dude in, like, a mask who didn't talk.
Hunk.
He only grunted.
You got Hunk.
I mean, might as well have been, but I don't think that's who it was. He was just kind of like a guy. All he knew how to do was grunt and scream.
Oh. They're playing this game together is like the equivalent of watching The Room together. You just make fun of it non-stop, and it's just worth it for that.
There's one thing I can actually say that I did legitimately like about the game, and it was specifically the last campaign we played. Which was... I forgot their names.
We did was it the Chris Redfield? Yeah, we did the
We did
Chris
not do
Redfield
Chris
one.
Redfield.
I thought we did Chris Redfield last.
No, we did Mr. the mercenary dude. That guy. We did his.
I thought we didn't do theirs last, did
That
we?
was the last one we did. I'm pretty sure we did. That's the one I liked most anyways. I really liked that campaign like
Jake?
a lot. Yes, Jake. I loved Jake's campaign like a lot. It like I don't know, it just felt different from the rest. It felt like almost like this was what the game was supposed to be, and then like the rest they just threw in.
Christian, can I just call bullshit and say the reason that you liked that campaign the most was because you got to like drug up and punch the fucking guy at the end?
That was great. Yes, that was awesome. But no, legitimately, that like it felt like the most fleshed out campaign out of all of them. The other ones kind of felt weirdly rushed and added in like at the end, but that one in particular did actually feel like really fleshed out and actually was. If I had played just that campaign, I would have been like, oh, okay, this game isn't terrible. Every other one makes me think, okay, this game's pretty dog shit.
Oh no, they didn't
Anyways,
control
that's
well
fine.
in general.
Oh no, it didn't. No.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's our.
You don't have honorable mentions. I have
I
three.
couldn't think of anything else.
I have
Alright,
three of them.
continue.
So my first honorable mention will be Alan Wake, which I also played in 2020. I think that the game was, once again, really good atmospheric-wise, had a really good story, but the only reason why I couldn't put it as, like, runner-up or winner is because the whole, like, flashlight to weaken enemies gameplay kind of just got really old by the end. I mean, outside of that, I loved the game. Another one, and this one
Another
may...
game I haven't played.
Here's another game I didn't play until 2020, and this one might actually surprise you a little that it took me this long to play it, but I did not play Doom 2016 until 2020. I played it, I think 1 month before Doom Eternal came out.
Really?
Yes. I also enjoyed that a lot, mostly just gameplay for that reason. And then this game I played in December, which was Walking Dead Season 4.
Oh, you didn't get that to that. Blah, 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 blah. You didn't get to that till. December?
No, I just played it in December.
How'd you like it?
I enjoyed it. Don't you remember I sent you like the screenshot of
Yeah, you did.
if your grandmother dies, stop watching cartoons.
That's the most important rule, though. Just get that out of the way. That's the most important thing to remember.
All the normal things that if grandma dies, stop watching cartoons. What the hell?
I don't think I got that one. I can't remember if I got that one or not.
No, because he went with whoever the guy was. I don't remember the names of the characters anymore.
I don't remember what happened. Well, I remember a lot of the game. I remember the game being fucked up. That's what I remember. But it's a Walking Dead game, so I mean, it's gonna be.
Yeah, the next category we have is best DLC / expansion and/or update.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're gonna agree with me.
Probably not, but that's kind of the whole
Out
point.
of one of them.
That's debatable.
All right. Anyways, you're up first. You're runner-up.
Yep. My runner-up, this one might actually shock Christian a little bit, just due to the fact that I'm also going to be talking about this game later. My runner-up for best DLC expansion and/or update is Destiny 2's the entire year. Just like all the seasons for it that came out. I think the first two seasons that we got this year were great, which were Season of Dawn and Season of Worthy. They added actual like meaningful things to do that made the whole loot game fun. But then its third season kind of faltered a bit and just was a bit crap. The fourth season, Rivals, which was the season right before Beyond Light, added a bunch of things that made the loot game fun again. And then Beyond Light came out, which had a great new planet to explore, some decent story. I'm not going to say it's a good story because I don't think it's one of its strongest.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's maybe just slightly better than Destiny 1's. I think its best story stuff comes from the stuff that's actually not part of the main story. Like the whole Exo Stranger and Anna Bray and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
The new abilities that they added, the Stasis subclass, I find those also to be a lot of fun to use. However, they are completely broken in PvP.
Yeah, if someone's using them,
You lagged out a little. Hello?
you like to where it's just PvP. All the PvP and work that game, freezing someone does not work. Like it's just so broken to be able to just fucking go, no, you can't move, and also you take damage if you try to move.
I think it might have fixed balancing on it a little now, but it's a little hard to say. I hit the cap for the season pass. Well, not the cap, but like I hit the tier 100 on the season pass, and I kind of just stopped, went back for a few of the things that they dropped, and I'm kind of just waiting for the next season right now. Yeah, that's my runner-up for best DLC expansion or update, which was just the whole Destiny 2020 experience.
Well, interestingly enough, my best DLC expansion or update is
Your best?
Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
Oh,
No,
is that
sorry,
your-
my runner-up.
Oh, okay, that is your runner-up.
I said it very weirdly, but yes, my runner-up is Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
Okay.
There really wasn't any other DLC I could give a runner-up to. That it got me back into playing Destiny 2.
Which
And-
last time you played was probably at
While
the
ago.
start of Forsaken, I think.
The last time I played consistently, yeah, was at Forsaken. So
The start
I
of
haven't
it.
played the game in a very long time. Just to say that. And I had heard this thing was coming out, and I won't entirely lie, the main thing that got me back into it was hearing they were adding another subclass. That was like the tipping point for me. I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. I want to play that more.
Yep, and now the thing that you're kind of waiting for is crossplay.
Yes. When Crossplay comes out, I'll probably play the game a lot more than I
PC
currently
isn't-
am.
The greatest way to play it right now. And the only way we can have a
Yeah.
bigger team is...
Like, okay, so it's great. It's just that's the main thing I can say about it. It's a lot of fun. The story was, it's not Forsaken. That's what I'll say. It is not Forsaken. It has a good story, mind you. I feel like I'm going to say a lot of what you just said. This is the problem.
I personally think Beyond Light is a better expansion than the last one we got, which was Shadowkeep. This game will come up again for me later, because I'm saving the other thing until then, Christian.
All right.
But that and what you had to say about that?
Yeah, like I said, I was just going to be repeating a lot of what you had already said, so I didn't really think it too worth it.
I guess from now on, let's just have it be if I say something and it's like the same as yours, just say it at the same time. Like say that yes, that was also mine, and then we'll just go into like a conversation about it at the same time.
All right.
Okay, my winner is.
I really hope we don't have the fucking same winner too.
I don't think we
I'd
will,
be surprised.
because I already said what it's going to be. My winner is the Control DLCs, which are AWE and the Foundation. They took what worked with Control and then just expanded upon it. They gave you more powers, they gave you new things to do. They added the Can I Cats or whatever the fuck they are, so I have fucking cat ears on my character nonstop.
Yeah, the fucking like the Japanese
I still
thing.
I still have to go back and finish 100%ing AWE, but up until AWE came out, I had every single thing done in the game. And I did not regret any of that time.
Yeah, I remember when we were playing through it, we were talking like fucking almost nonstop about the game.
Oh yeah, I loved it. The expansions were just better. If there's one negative I have to say about the expansions, it's this. Why in the fuck did they just have like an exclusivity deal with PlayStation where it didn't come out on Xbox until like a few months after?
They had an exclusivity deal for it.
Yeah, there was like I think that I don't think it applied to the second expansion. I think the second expansion came out right away, but the first expansion for it dropped I think like 3 months after PlayStation.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
kind of what's going to happen with Deathloop, right? Except in a
yeah,
lot longer.
yeah. Except I'm getting that on PC.
Oh, so yeah, never mind.
It'll go on Game Pass anyway, probably. Okay. What is your winner?
I'm not entirely sure. I
I don't
my
know.
winner. I don't know what my winner is. No, I do. It's my winner is Shadow Legacy for Rainbow Six Siege. That's my best expansion for this year. And I'm a bit. The reason why I was kind of hesitating is I'm a bit conflicted on it because on one hand, that is what kind of started getting me back in the Siege a little bit. Neon Dawn's where we really came back, but Shadow Legacy is more or less where I started getting a lot more interest in the game again. Kind of like with Beyond, like with Destiny, where like my favorite expansion was the one that kind of got me back into the game a little bit. But
I
I'm conflicted on it because on one hand they added fucking Sam Fisher to the game. I heard that and I almost lost my shit because Splinter Cell. I love Splinter Cell.
Yep.
On the other hand, he doesn't really play like how I would imagine Sam Fisher would play.
Yeah, here, have
Where I'm
grenades.
kind of it seems well to me. It seems like almost like they built the character. I don't know if they actually did this, but it seems like they built the character first, and later on, we're like, well, what if we made this Sam Fisher? Like, and then just went like, fuck it, let's do that, and like, let's just make this character Sam Fisher. And then that's what they did. They just like redesigned a few things, edited, tweaked the character a little bit, and made him look like Sam Fisher and act like Sam Fisher.
Act?
So
I don't know about
in
that.
I don't know either. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really don't know if that's what they did. It just to me it feels a little bit like that's something they could have done. Like that they might have done that. On the other hand, Well, okay. First, I'll talk about him later. The actual other things they added during that DLC just changed how Siege is played for permanently. Like they added in what
Oh
was
yeah,
it, 4
that's
or
right.
5
That's right. That's
other
when they brought in
sites.
like proximity alarms and all that stuff, right?
They brought I think they brought in
Or
heartbreaking
no, that
charges.
was before that.
No. Did they bring in heartbreaking charges then? Either heartbreaking charges was I think like during the mid-season reinforcement or something like that. But they brought in different like the new sites, which that alone was like huge because you know you had like your
1.5 for the win.
Yeah, you had like your literally one-time zoom sites like the holographic, the reflex, and the red dot, and and ACOG, and then occasionally on different characters there would actually be different sites. Which either way, I don't think they were actually different sites. I think they were just different looks for the same site.
Oh,
But then
1.5. 1.5.
yes, then they added the 1.5, the 2.0, and the 3 times, on top of like giving also a new holographic. That I like the new holographic a lot, which I think there are now like 3 or 4 different holographic sites.
Probably.
But all the things they added in the game that like just have changed it, whether or not you like the character or not. Speaking of the character, I think he is probably currently one of the best intel gathering attackers in the game. So I think he was a very welcome addition to the game. On the other hand, I also think that he is not. I don't see him as Sam Fisher, which is the only real problem I have with Zero or whatever the fuck you want to call him, in a whole. Because I honestly think, I think you said the same thing. Where if they had just basically made Nook Sam Fisher, that would have been 10 times better.
Yes.
It would have been so much more accurate.
If he had interrogation.
Yeah, or if you had interrogation, a lot of the characters, which I guess is kind of the problem. A lot of characters who are already in the game that would have fit Sam Fisher, they already had them in the game. Cathera with her interrogation, Vigil with and Vigil and Nook with their intel intel wiping things. So it was kind of thing where they had to think of something at least semi-unique, but still kind of fit to his to who he is. And I mean, it does, like, it's like a camera that gathers intel, which, I mean, like, yeah, intel gathering is a big part of Splinter Cell as well.
I think if they made the cameras accurate, he would actually be able to trigger them to explode.
That would be awesome if they actually gave him the fucking sticky cams.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be great. It's just, you just hear, like, the clicking, and
Yep.
then you're like, oh, what's this? And then just,
Doo-doo.
that'd be awesome. Like, basically a nitro cell camera, that'd have been awesome.
Okay. I have one honorable mention.
Alright.
And that is Warframe throughout 2020. I only recently got back into it because you kind of pulled me back into it a little by saying, like, hey, I have money to spend now. That means I can enjoy this more.
Which, I still wholeheartedly stand by that fact. Warframe, if you're new coming into it, it is so much easier to enjoy the game if you have money. It is so much easier. Because if you don't, then you're just kind of like, you're grinding so fucking much just to be able to do the simplest of shit.
I feel like it just depends. It really depends on how patient you are. The thing that I find nice about Warframe, though, is you don't have to spend money to do everything. It just saves you a lot of time.
You do not.
No, like the Heart of Deimos update, I haven't done much in it, but I've liked what I've done of it so far. The new Warframe that just got added, Lavos, I enjoy. Yeah, just all that stuff. It was just an honorable mention, so I'm not going to go into huge detail on it. Next category, we probably don't have to go into a ton of detail on either, because our next category is Best Music. Which there's not really much to say in that category. It's just, hey, I like this music.
We're not really music critics.
It's just like, hey, I enjoy music. So I'll just start. My runner-up is for Ori and the Will of the Wisps soundtrack, and that's why I said it will come up later. Because while I haven't really played much of the game, I've listened to the soundtrack, and I love the music.
Fair enough. I also like the Ori music as well. It's not my runner-up. My runner-up is Immortals. Immortals Phoenix Rising. Yeah, the game just has some nice music to it. I mean, the only reason why it didn't win for me is because it gets a little repetitive after a while. Like, after a while playing, it does start to be like, okay, well...
Oh, it's like Minecraft.
I wish it would, like... Not in that sense. It's like I think there are, like, maybe 3 or 4 combat tracks at play, but you'll, like... I mean, you're gonna hear them all, like, a lot. And just, in general, it does get a little bit repetitive. But it's still, it's pleasant, you know, it has a nice kind of like Odyssey, how Odyssey and Hades
does it kind of, with Odyssey, is it like Odyssey where it kind of just like blends into the background?
Yes, it blends in pretty well in the background. Like, it's not like it's super sticks out. When you're in combat, it sticks out a little bit more, but again, not really. I'm realizing as I'm saying this, I'm going to be contradicting myself a little bit later when I say that I kind of like the Greek-style music that games have been going for lately with, like, Hades and Odyssey and all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your winner?
Do I even need to say it to you?
No, you don't.
You want to just say it?
Cody's winner is Hades.
I just love this soundtrack so much. It matches the tone of the game. It's kind of like almost like a rockish music. I don't really know what genre you'd say that is.
Yeah. Whatever genre. Continue. I'll talk about
my favorite song on the soundtrack by far is "Good Riddance," though. The song that's sung by Orpheus and Eurydice.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
I know. You're not huge.
I'll talk more about Hades later.
We're gonna both talk about Hades a bit later.
Yeah, but not
for very different reasons. We are both going to talk about Hades later.
Yeah. Very, very different reasons.
Yeah, so my winner was just Hades. I just really loved it. The soundtrack.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna break the podcast a little bit. 2 Entei's just spawned in front of me, so I'm don't know how to feel currently. Anyways, my my winner is Ori. It's just
Yep.
Ori. It's the music in it is just so fucking beautiful. Like
It was. If I'm being honest, Christian, it was hard for me to choose between the two because I like the soundtrack so much.
There aren't many games where I will legitimately like add songs from the soundtrack to my actual like just me listening to like playlist, like while I work or while I play games, something like that. Ori is one of the few games that I have no problem doing that.
Yeah, and there's
It's
like
just the
moments in
music.
Ori, like you hear the music and you just start to tear up a little.
Yeah, it's like the music pairs so well with the story and the gameplay. All just meshes so well together. And I hate they didn't play the game more.
Yep.
I played enough of it, but I didn't play it as much as I wanted to.
Okay. Any honorable mentions for you?
I have one, and that's. I want to hear yours first.
I wonder if it's the same one.
Well, you say it.
Risk of Rain 2.
Not what I was thinking, but Risk of Rain has some okay music.
The reason I threw it on there was when I did the final boss. That fucking music that kicked in on the final boss.
Yeah, no, the fucking final boss music is great. Mine's actually Cyberpunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really like the music.
Okay, I will say, the original music that they had on, like, those actual emotional scenes, I loved the music for that. But just, like, the general music that you have when you're, like, just doing regular open world stuff, no. I hate it.
I like the combat music a lot better than the like just open world stuff, and that's the reason why it's honorable mention because I just really like the combat music that kicks in.
Just if the music was more consistent.
If it was more consistently good, it probably would have gotten at least runner up for me.
That's fair.
That's it for me.
Okay. Our next category is Best Multiplayer Experience.
Yep.
My runner-up is Risk of Rain 2.
No, that's your runner up.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that yours?
Nope.
Is that your winner?
Yep.
Gonna just talk about
Okay.
it. Yeah, let's just skip over me
Sure.
then if that's your winner,
Yep.
and we'll just go back to it when it's yours. Okay, so what's your runner-up?
My runner up is Avengers actually.
Really?
Yeah. So there's a reason
When it worked,
why.
right?
Yeah, the game was fine. Like, okay, I can't give this game too much shit. Like,
It's not
the game
it's
was
not a
fun to
fantastic game. I think
no, it's not. It's not at all fantastic. Hence why it's nowhere near being my game of the year.
I think personally with this game, had they just released it as like a co-op campaign experience or just like a full-on campaign experience, the game would have been received much better. But the fact that they had to implement like an RPG system for no fucking reason whatsoever and all that stuff, it just kind of made it a little BS.
It wouldn't even been so bad if the RPGs
Lag?
so shallow. Wait, you say I lagged?
Yeah, you lagged a little bit.
Much like Avengers.
That is what we experienced a lot while playing it.
Yeah.
It knows.
No. If it would be different if the RPG like elements of it were actually fleshed out, but they're so fucking shallow.
They are.
Like they should just not have added it.
They needed to have the gear beat cosmetic as well, so there'd at least be like something to go after besides just numbers. But the fact that they had to implement it as like, hey, you want skins? Spend money.
Yeah.
Same issue I had with Anthem, honestly.
Okay, question: have they ever added in new characters yet?
Nope.
Right. So yeah, no, we're shitting on the game a lot when it's my runner-up for best multiplayer experience. So all that shit.
I agree with you. When it worked, it was fun. When it worked,
yes. For me, it's kind of like Resident Evil 6, where like if I played the game by myself, I would have hated the game about 10. but I played it with someone else, and it made the game. It was very good at that when it wasn't infuriatingly making me rip my hair out and being a piece of shit trash game. It was fucking awesome. I wish that they fleshed out some mechanics, but it was legitimately a fun game. Like, some of the things you could do were just fucking great. Like how if you were a Hulk, if you like charged an enemy, you could like pick them up and just slam them. That's fucking awesome.
But here's the sad reality, Christian. I think ultimately all this game did was just make you more excited for Arkham Knights as opposed to playing this.
It did. It did very much. I fucking can't wait for Arkham Knights.
Hopefully Arkham Knights is better.
I'm very hopeful that it is.
Okay.
That's about all I have to say.
My winner. It might actually surprise you a little. My winner for multiplayer experience is not the H&R Block 2021 commercial. It is
What?
It is Phasma. It is Phasmophobia.
Fuck.
You forgot about it, didn't you?
I was this year.
Yep. It was just I've enjoyed playing this with you and Joey, even though I've basically been told, "Hey, Cody, you're going in. Go fuck yourself."
Yeah, well, you're the one's the fucker who takes the flashlight. I'm not gonna fucking lead us in when I can't.
Fucker who goes with the glow sticks, Christian.
Yeah, glow sticks and a flashlight. You take any light source and then like, okay, someone else lead. Like, no, fuck you. You have all the light. You can lead. I can't see shit.
Both.
Both. And take lamp.
But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed it. We haven't played a ton of it, but just like, I don't even think it's necessarily the gameplay that I would say I'm enjoying a lot. It's just like the fact that we could fuck with each other so easily that makes it so damn entertaining to play.
Like the rabbit?
Yeah, you carried out the fucking rabbit nonstop.
Yeah, so to clarify, because no one fucking knows what that is, who's watching.
Yeah, because I haven't uploaded that yet either.
I didn't realize you recorded that. That's great.
I did record it.
That's awesome. Me, Joey, and Cody were all obviously playing fucking Phasmophobia. And I had found a little stuffed rabbit in, like, the house we were in. And I kept picking it up and moving it around, and I managed to convince both of them that it was, like, teleporting. And I had, like, once brought it right... Because Cody was in the truck, he was, like, monitoring us. I brought it right up to Cody. I'm like, okay, I'm setting this on the shelf. You let me... I set it on the shelf, he turned around, I picked it right back up and walked away.
Oh, you want to know what my favorite moment was?
What?
My favorite moment was when I had to walk away and go to the bathroom when I was monitoring you. And then I came back and went down the stairs and just saw you in the corner, like, whispering nonstop. And I was like, are you there, Christian? Are you there? But you had, like, your headset off. And then I just got killed on the stairs because I was running away. I sent you a message on Discord that you go and just see my corpse on the stairs and get killed immediately.
So what happened was he went to the bathroom, I went down in the basement, I just kept, like, whispering the ghost's name, because at the time, apparently figured out later that this isn't a thing. At the time, I thought it was, you said the ghost's name to piss it off, and it would, like, grow angry, but we figured out later. Well, it just came out recently that actually wasn't a feature, and they're actually adding that in now. But I was like fucking whispering the ghost's name for like 15 fucking minutes.
Yeah, I go in the house and go down the stairs for 3 fucking seconds and I die.
Yeah, and I was sitting in the basement just saying the ghost's name over and over again for 15 minutes. I move, immediately die.
Okay.
One of my favorite moments actually was there's one more moment I want to talk about. After I get a drink, because I'm losing my voice a little bit. So, fuck. Anyways, my favorite moments was when we were in the basement and we had like all the I think we had like all the evidence except for like one piece, and we were like going back upstairs, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot the book in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
Go back down there. I turned around,
this was
go down the basement, the door
right?
locked behind me. Yeah. It was when me, you, and Joey were playing. You guys were like, we were all at the top stairs. I'm like, I didn't say this, but maybe I even did say it. But I went back down the stairs and I brought the book. As I walk in to the stairway, the door locks behind me, and I just get my neck snapped on the stairs. And then they're like, I spawn in as ghosts, and they're like, and like we're just talking, and then like after a bit, like a couple minutes, they're like, "Where's Christian at? Where'd he go?"
Funny. That was funny.
Yeah, it was fucking great. And then you guys just walk in the basement and just see my body laying on the staircase.
Okay, now I'll pull up what my runner-up was and what your winner was for best multiplayer, which is Risk of Rain 2. Since it is your winner, you get to start the conversation.
So first of all, me, like I said at the beginning, I am a huge fan of roguelike games, and this is the first like multiplayer roguelike I had played. And it just is fucking so much fun to play with someone else. It can get kind of annoying because you're kind of fighting for resources, but it's legitimately very fun. And like, I just love like, how all the characters just work in the game. Like, I fucking love the game.
I enjoy it.
You talk a little bit.
I enjoy it. It's, to me, it seems like at the moment it is probably the closest you can get to playing Borderlands as a roguelike. There's just so many items to go with, so many different builds you can go for.
Yeah,
it's just addictive. I'm not like a massive roguelike fan, but this is one of the few that I actually really like.
Yeah, it's also one of the few ones that's like actual legitimate multiplayer, from what I know.
There's not many.
Yeah,
I mean, there's For the King.
We need to play more of that
eventually.
Yeah,
there's
For
not.
the King was also great.
I mean, there's honestly not a ton to say about it. It's just addictive. That's about it.
It's just very, very, very fun. Well,
I've kind of been taking a break from it. What?
What are you doing next? What's happening next?
What do you mean? What's happening next?
And what else were we talking about? Do we have something else to talk about? So I had.
Do you have any honorable mentions?
No.
Okay, I just have a couple honorable mentions for best multiplayer experience.
Phasmophobia, because I fucking forgot that existed.
I would like to mention Golf with Your Friends, which had its official release in 2020.
I didn't realize that was here.
Yep, it came out of early access in 2020. I would also like to mention Fogs. Your. That's pretty much a summary of Fogs.
That's Fogs.
Another honorable mention for me is Wasteland 3. We didn't play a bunch of it, but I enjoyed what we did play of it.
I did too. It was fun, but I mean, there's other things I'd rather be playing.
Another one is Star Wars Squadrons. I played that in VR with Joe for a little bit. I liked it, but we played it like the day it came out, and it did not like me playing in VR. Just like so much motion sickness. I'm pretty sure they fixed it by now, but there was that. And then Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
Yeah, that was fun. I didn't really think about that as a multiplayer experience. That was just more or less. Because for me,
that's why I put it as honorable mention.
Yeah, because for me, I'm like more or less thinking of like actual like games that are released this year that. But I mean, technically, Risk of Rain had its like actual release not this year, but 2020. But like it had existed before them. It just had its actual full release this 2020.
Okay.
I want to say this year, but you know what I mean.
Character, I'm not going to be pulling up clips for because I don't think it's going to take us terribly long.
I don't imagine.
So I think our runner-ups are the same. So I will start. My runner-up for best character of 2020 is Ichiban Kasuga from...
Nope.
Oh, really?
Not my runner-up.
Really? Is it on there for either one of them?
He is. Yeah, he's one of them. So you know what he is.
Okay, so we'll come back to him then. So
Alright.
go to your runner-up.
My
I'm just saying.
runner-up
I'm just
is-
saying if we both have it, then we'll just talk about it at the same time. It'll just make it go by faster.
Well, for me, I was originally thinking of doing V from Cyberpunk.
Bit of a
The reason why I
blank slate.
didn't. Yeah, that's kind of why I didn't. Is because he is whoever you want him to be. So it just didn't feel right choosing him. I wanted to actually choose an established character, which I guess is also technically V because I chose Johnny Silverhand
Okay.
as my runner-up. Because like I mean they're like kind of one and the same, but you know, fucking either way, Johnny Silverhand. First
You
of all,
mean
it's
Keanu
fucking
Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah, like
You're not
get the hell
choosing
away.
Johnny
Fucking Keanu.
Silverhand. You're choosing Keanu.
Keanu Reeves is the best character of any year. Let's get that out of the way.
Okay, I will
No,
say
but,
this. I did not like him for like the first half of the campaign. He grew on me in like the back half of it though.
Well, what I kind of hated was a lot of people were saying like that they didn't think he like a lot of people said his acting was shitty for it and they didn't.
No,
fit
he was just
I thought
Keanu. It's not really acting. He's just being himself. He's being Keanu Reeves.
Well, he's being an asshole, Keanu Reeves, which a lot of people don't like and thought that was weird. But I mean, I thought it like the voice he went for it and everything. I thought it fit Johnny very well. I thought it worked, but a lot of people didn't.
No, I
know.
think much like Rex in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it's like very jarring at first, but then it just grows on you as the game goes. So my runner-up was Ichiban, so your winner is Ichiban then, right?
Yes, my winner is Ichiban Kasuga.
Okay. Do you want to talk about him, or do you want to talk about my winner first?
Let's do your winner first. I'm curious.
My winner, I had to go back on this a few times as to who I was going to go with from Hades. But ultimately, I went with Orpheus and Eurydice. I have to mention them both because they're kind of a pair of characters and they work off of one another constantly. Orpheus...
Doggo be angry.
Okay, so Orpheus is the court musician in the House of Hades, and he's kind of under contract by Hades, and that's the reason he can't go see Eurydice. Basically, you just constantly keep on hearing stories about him. He'll, like, make songs about, like, your tales of, like, slaying the Hydra and so on. And it's just kind of, like, interesting, constantly running into the two characters, hearing them talk about each other. But you can tell that they still kind of really have a thing for each other. And it's not until maybe 30 hours after I finished the story that I finally got the ending of that story for them. And it was just so nice to finally see that payoff. Like, it is the only thing that probably kept me going after I had finished the game, and I don't regret any of it.
I don't have much to say.
I know.
Fair
You didn't
enough.
play a ton.
I played enough.
But you didn't know, you don't even ever meet those characters, is what I'm saying.
Nope.
Okay. So, now into your winner, / my runner-up.
So, I mean, it comes down to simply that, like,
well,
in all the
Ichiban-
video game,
He's from Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon.
yeah, I mean, it comes down to the idea that he's, like, probably in any game released that this, year, 2020, fuck you, I'm gonna say this year,
That's
that
fine.
I know of, because 2020 is never ending, let's just be honest.
This was his 2020 part 2.
Yeah. Out of any character that was released here, he's like the most honorable and kind person. Like,
Pretty to a fault, though.
yes, definitely to a fault. As in, like, he ruined his entire life because of his own, like, fucking honor towards, his boss. Because, isn't that why he was in, like, basically had his prison sentence doubles? Because he was trying to honor
basically
his boss?
one of the higher ups killed someone, and you decided to take the fall. despite the fact that nobody believed you.
Mm.
And then you ended up getting locked up for like 20 years because of it. When you finally get out, you find
Well,
out
what
that
happened
everything's changed. And
is it was only for like it was I think originally like 14 years, but in prison like there are these guys who like beat on you and whatever,
oh,
and
they make fun of his boss.
after a few years they finally try to make fun of his boss, and that's what gets a reaction out of him because he's honored as his boss, and he ends up like freaking out and beats the absolute living shit out of these like three guys. And it was just to honor his boss. And then I mean, for all we know, things would have been massively different if he hadn't done that. If he had actually just like held out.
Yep, it's really hard to say. God, I know I'm like maybe 20 hours in more than you,
Yep.
and he's still just that lovable character that has like all that honor and everything. Just kind
It's
of
also
jokes
really
with
funny.
everything. Yeah, the whole. Oh, when I get
Dragon
into combat, I just think of everything in Dragon Quest terms.
Yep.
It's like, what the hell? I will say, if I probably finished the game, there's a chance that his boss could have gotten it for me. Like, that whole fucking locker scene just... I actually fucking cried during that.
Yeah.
Like, that was
That
depressing.
was fucked.
Did you get teary-eyed during that, too?
I did. That was just like fucked to try to watch.
Yeah.
So that yeah, I will say his boss is.
He's
Is
a great
such
character. We just haven't gotten
deeply
far enough to...
Yeah, he's like a very complex, like. Yeah, he's just fucking. God.
Okay. My runner-ups in this category go to Tyler and Allison from Tell Me Why, which are the main characters in the game Tell Me Why. So I enjoyed the game, but it just didn't go where I thought it would go. The characters were written well. They worked off of each other. I think it's just ultimately I just didn't get enough time with them. Another runner-up for me is
Yeah,
Harry. Yep, another honorable mention. Sorry. Goes to Harry from the game Call of the Sea. He actually doesn't technically ever make a physical appearance in the game, but you constantly find notes about him. He is the husband of the character that you play as. And it kind of just came down to like the whole ending when you figure out what actually happened on the whole island, why everything was the way it is, and then just knowing like everything he sacrificed to try and help you. And then the ending I got was just fucking depressing.
Was it?
Call of the Sea.
Mm.
And then
No,
my last
sorry, I
honorable
meant,
mention.
I mean, what was it? I meant like, oh, the ending was depressing. Like, was it?
Yes, it was. My other runner-up, or not runner-up, my other honorable mention, my last one, is Hades from Hades. He's just a cool guy.
He's a cool dude.
I think the moment that really made me respect him as a character was the 11th run. When I finished the 11th run. Is that's when I just like ultimately ended up respecting him as a character.
I cannot imagine playing the game 11 fucking times.
I've done 22 runs.
I can't
Like full
imagine
runs.
playing it 2 times. I can't imagine playing it once.
You might eventually. Not gonna say you will. I'm just saying there is a small chance you do end up going back to it at some point to try it. But yeah, any honorable mentions for you in this category?
For best character, yeah, I have to give it up to H&R Block. TurboTax.
TurboTax and H&R Block.
Yeah.
Best characters carried me through the whole thing.
Yep. Exactly. No, I don't have anything. Not that I can think of.
Okay. Now for this one. Oh boy. Do you know what our next category is?
Yep, the one I've been waiting to talk about.
It's the one I've also been waiting to talk about a little.
Let me look at my... I already know what's the top one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
know
know
what
what
your
mine
top.
are.
I know what your top one is. I know that neither one of us have the same thing on this one either.
Nope. So what's your
So
runner-up, Cody? Well, actually, tell me
for
what's the category first.
yeah, so our next category is biggest disappointment. Just a game we just fucking were disappointed with, or something we were disappointed with in
Disappointed
2020.
with it, didn't like it, just kind of didn't want
So
anything to do with it anymore.
my runner-up goes to Minecraft Dungeons.
Yep.
I think both of us kind of heard like things about it, and we kind of got excited about them saying like they don't give a shit if your build becomes overpowered and stuff. We're like, oh damn, they're allowing you to do that with your builds, and we're thinking like the whole time, yeah, it's just gonna be Diablo, but they're gonna allow you to just do whatever the fuck you want. It is. It kind of just came out, and it was just. I
It's just
don't
not
know.
fun.
It wasn't fun. Yeah, that's basically to
Well, I'm
summarize
down
it.
to-
If I was excited about it before it came out, and then it's like, hey, this is like 3 hours long, and yeah, it just
Yeah. No.
gameplay wise wasn't anything we were expecting. I don't have much else to say about it. I just wish it would have been better.
Yeah, I can't. I agree with you.
Okay, what's your runner up? Oh wait, never mind. Let me actually let me just pull up the clip because and this is the conversation we're gonna have a long one about, right?
I feel like yes, because I think it's the one we're most divided on.
Yeah, so I'll pull. I actually have a clip for this one straight up. Whoops.
You're just gonna pull up some random thing, like just you're gonna pull up fucking Rainbow Six Siege or some stupid shit.
Christian's runner up. Fuck.
Yeah, it's Hades. I, it's okay. It wasn't the game I was most disappointed in. Holy fucking shit! I do not like this game. It's just not. I think part of the problem with it, and I'm gonna be honest, is that I had it fucking sold to me like it was the second coming of Jesus, like that this game was something beyond human. Like it was just the new everything.
I
If
don't think it was
anything good
deliberately.
was told to me,
I don't think I was deliberately trying to sell it to you like that. I was kind of trying to sell it to you as I know you like roguelikes, so I think you'll like this.
I really don't like the game. it, it's just, and I think if I had played it for like 10, 20 hours, maybe I'd like it. It's just fucking boring. It is so damn boring to play. Like I sit there and just want to kill myself because of this
Wow.
game.
Oh, well, you don't have to go that far.
Not, not actually. I mean, I want to like jump off into a pit of lava, like while playing this game. I want my character just to fucking jump off into lava. It's just not fun to me, and that's really the major thing it comes down to. I think the music's all right. I think the gameplay is. That's the main thing I have a huge problem with. Is it's pretty fucking shitty to
Yeah.
start out with. I haven't played.
Yes.
Cody said it
Early
gets
on,
better as
it
you
does.
continue.
It gets very much a lot better.
The gameplay is so shitty. I don't want to continue. The story.
The argument
Eh?
so my argument that I'm trying to make with you is it is a systems driven game. Its combat isn't entirely what's driving it. It is the systems surrounding the combat. So I can kind of get where you're coming from on that. If you're not having like the random luck of getting the right thing early on, you are going to have a shit time with it because there isn't any way for you to modify what's coming up in your run early on. The thing that you like Enter the Gungeon, where
One
you
second.
have
So-
almost all the gameplay mechanics right off the bat, right?
Yes. Can we put this on hold for just a quick second? I'll be right back.
Sure.
Mom wants something.
wafer. Wafer. This is awkward. This is the part I'll have to cut out.
Well, you said, like, I didn't know if something was wrong or what. It's fine.
Okay, where were we?
I'm back, and sorry, I don't know, something weird going on with Mom's Xbox. Just whatever.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like a game where 90% of the mechanics are hidden from you. Like, maybe, like, at most, half. Sure. Whatever. I still don't really like that. I'd like there to be, like, at least a good chunk of the actual mechanics for gameplay there already.
Yeah, I think
And not
I think
just-
the way I pinned it down was you like roguelikes more than roguelites, right?
Yes, I do.
Where when you enter the dungeon, you are going like when you enter, you are always going to have the same set of skills right off the bat, and everything else just comes down to what you find in there, as opposed to where Hades is. When you're outside of it, you can constantly just upgrade stuff and make your next runs easier and easier and easier as you go.
Yes, like, I'm okay with adding, like, with how, like, Enter the Gungeon and other games like it handle it. where
Dead
you're
Cells.
adding things to, yes, like in Dead Cells, where you're adding things to get during your runs. It's not guaranteed you'll get them, but you're adding things to get. I like that far more than just, oh, I have extra max health or I deal extra damage just flat out.
It's fair.
It's just fucking. I just don't find the game fun. That's it. I had it overhyped to me, and I just didn't find it fun to begin with. So I was very disappointed when I actually played it. Anyways, what's next? Your biggest regret? Not biggest regret.
Yeah,
Fuck.
no,
Biggest disappointment.
my biggest disappointment, my winner for biggest disappointment goes to Destiny 2 Beyond Light. I've explained this to you I think I've explained this to you
never
before.
mind. I know exactly why it is. Yeah,
So,
I know what it is.
I like what Destiny 2 Beyond Light added to the game. So I'm not really talking about what the expansion
You
added.
like what it is. You don't like what it. You like what it is. You hate what it isn't.
I hate the update of Beyond Light. I don't hate the expansion. I hate the update, what it changed it in the game. I think what it's doing to future-proof it is good, but the fact that they had to remove like half the game along with the update just pissed me off so much. So it's not necessarily Oh yeah, and then there's also the fact that they've been building up Savathûn for like the last 2 years, or like the entire year, just building up Savathûn to be the next big baddie, and then it's just like, hey, here's this random ass side story for the next year. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, you've been teasing this the whole damn time, and now we just got this random bullshit nonsense mumbo jumbo going on. I'm done. I'm done with it. Go. What's your
I
winner?
didn't know anything about that.
Oh wait, I know your winner. I can pull it up now. Now I can pull it up.
I'm also again hoping that you just pull up some random thing that has nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about. It'll just be funny.
Now I can pull up this. Okay. Go ahead.
What's this?
Your winner for biggest disappointment?
Yes, this is in fact my winner.
TurboTax?
It's TurboTax. Damn, TurboTax. You just really weren't there for me. Yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 2. Now there is a reason
Oh,
why.
let me point out, this is an honorable mention for me.
All right. There's a specific reason why it's my biggest disappointment. It's because I remember playing this as a kid. I remember loving the game.
We played 3 though. This is 1 and 2.
Yes, but I mean it's still basically the same game.
Yes, it is.
I played it. I realized I don't like it anymore. That's more or less what it comes down to. Is just I realized that I remember this from a kid. I remember loving these games from a kid, and then I played it. I'm like, I really don't fucking like this. It's just not fun to me anymore. And I
think the one part we would have had fun with it would be online multiplayer playing horse or something.
Yes.
They didn't have private game at first. They finally added it, and they didn't include horse.
Yeah, which is a fucking insult, firstly. And it's just, I remembered it being so much fun, and then I went to play, and I'm like, I don't like it anymore. And that's what really fucked with me.
No, I think there's 2 reasons. I think it's some of the games that came after, like Underground 2 and American Wasteland, because I think American Wasteland was your favorite one.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
And then ultimately, I think the real thing that was the nail in the coffin for us enjoying those was the skate games.
Yeah, that's also true. The skate was just better. And the only reason why Hades didn't win my biggest disappointment is because I can recognize it's at least a decent game. At least. Tony Hawk's just is so disappointing for me that I
don't care about acknowledging.
I just don't. Yeah, I'd rather not talk about it much. It's just, it hurts.
Okay. Do you have honorable mentions in this category?
No, I couldn't think of anything. Those
Okay.
are oh yeah, I do. I have one honorable mention.
Oh?
And you already mentioned it. It's Minecraft Dungeons. Fuck you.
Yes.
Fuck you, Minecraft Dungeons.
Okay, so I have 3 other than Pro Skater 1 and 2. I have Bleeding Edge, which was that game made by Ninja Theory, the one that I think you remember Bleeding Edge, right?
I remember it. Yep, I remember it.
I think it's obvious why that's on there then.
Yep.
It was fun, but it just got old really quick. The other one is Disintegration, which was made by ex-Halo devs. It sounded really cool. It was like a fusion of FPS and RTS. It sounded cool. That's where it ends.
Yep.
Yeah, multiplayer servers for that game shut down 2 months after release. And then my last one is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I like the story. I hate that it's a fucking Warriors game.
You hate
That's all.
they had released Warriors.
Yes. I was excited that we were getting the story that I wanted in Breath of the Wild. I just hate that it had to be through a Warriors game. That's all it comes down to. I'm just not a fan of that genre of games.
Yeah.
Next category is gameplay.
Okay.
My runner-up for gameplay... Hold on. Is actually going to go to Doom Eternal.
Yeah, makes sense.
They took the gameplay of Doom 2016 and essentially they just sped it up. They gave you a bunch of new things to work with in the environment, everything. It was just fast-paced, fun, and addictive. I think the only thing that keeps it from being my winner, or maybe not even necessarily my winner. I don't think it would win winner. But the only thing that keeps it from being better in my eyes is fuck Marauders.
Fuck Marauders.
Just fuck Marauders. I had a list of like my top 10 games from this year. The only reason why this wasn't higher was because I put a note next to it saying fuck Marauders.
Yep. I remember playing this. I remember the first time I had played I believe this. Well, I played Doom 2016 a tiny bit, like barely at all.
Yeah, you played barely
So-
any of it. I know you played some of it.
Really, the first experience I really had with the Doom game was playing Doom Eternal in multiplayer with you and Ryan.
Yeah,
was,
and then
like, my
you were
first,
like wiping the fucking floor with us too.
Yeah, so it wasn't even as the fucking demons. It was as the guy, the fucking Slayer. I was just destroying you two. I'm like, oh wow, this is a really fun game, guys. And like, I remember, I'm not sure which one of you said it first, but you were.
I think it was me.
Yeah, you were like, you should try like the actual game, just like in the hardest difficulty. I'm like, okay, I guess. And that's how I played the game when I played of it. I went straight into it, just straight into the fucking hardest difficulty. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I don't think I didn't get to Marauders yet. I think I got like 4 missions.
Yeah,
in.
I think
kinda got bored.
the Marauders will just tear your ass.
I think I got 4 missions in, and there was like one part I got kind of stuck on, and I was more or less just, like at that point I was like, okay, I'll just play something else now. I might go
That's
back
fair.
to it at some point.
But I enjoyed it. Like gameplay wise, it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it's very fun when I play a bit. That's one of the games I do want to go back to and actually finish because I had a lot of fun playing it.
What is your runner-up?
My runner-up is well, I mean, come on. It's the only game where you get to play as a giant-ass fucking Megalodon eat the shit out of people.
Oh,
My
hold on.
runner-up... Yeah. My runner-up for best gameplay from any game of 2020 has to be Maneater. It's just... That's the only thing that Maneater won for me. And there's a reason why. Because for the gameplay, it's fucking so much fun. Just you running around as a shark, just chomping the shit out of everything.
I like just being a land shark.
Yeah, land shark just flopping after people. It's great. And the fact that you like evolve your shark and like you can actually get like different like really weird shit. Like you can have like a fucking electro shark. You can have like a shadow jutsu poison.
Yeah, I think the only thing that keeps this game from being like better than it is there's just not enough of that. Like there just need to be more of it.
There need to be more like evolution lines. There's only 3. There's the bioelectric, there's the bone, and then there's the shadow. Shadow was my favorite. That one was just fucking great because like you like slowed down.
I think I did I'm pretty sure I did bioelectric.
Yeah, it was just the game was just a bunch of stupid fun, and like that's what it is. It's just dumb fun.
Mm-hmm. It was GTA as a shark.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, let's go to your winner. I don't have much to say about it. It was just fun.
I want you to do your winner first.
All right. My winner is probably gonna confuse you a little bit. My winner is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot for best gameplay.
Huh.
The game. So there's a specific reason why that it's my winner. There are a lot of reasons why actually.
You stopped at
Okay.
Majin Buu Saga, right?
Yeah, like I played most of the game, and it's not like I didn't miss out any story. I know what happens. It's fucking Dragon Ball. Like
Everyone, most people that
most
watch
of
anime know the
humanity
story.
knows what happens. Even those who don't watch anime, I didn't watch anime. I knew what happened to Dragon Ball Z.
Mhm.
It borrows a lot of its gameplay from Xenoverse, which I already did like the gameplay in Xenoverse. The thing it does with it though is it enhances it so fucking much. Like I think if Xenoverse had the gameplay of Kakarot, the game would be like.
So you'd like
played
to see a
far more.
Xenoverse 3 with the combat of Kakarot.
I would fucking love that because the combat is like it's so visceral. Like you feel like every hit you're giving, and it's just the game is designed to make you feel like a fucking badass. Like that's kind of the whole point of it, and it
Yeah.
does very well in doing that.
I only
Sorry,
played
go
through
ahead.
I only played through the Saiyan saga.
Well, what I like, Joey's near me eating something. What I like a lot about it is that there, like, and unlike some of the other things, it has like the bosses actually have like stages to them. Like there are actual like stages, and like I remember like the first like time I actually really thought about much was when Vegeta had a bullet health section. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I usually die the first time, so I just wasn't expecting there to be a bullet hell section in my fucking Dragon Ball game. And
I
it's
like
just,
what I did like what I played of it. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed
it's
what I
very
played of
fun.
it. It's just the issue for me was, and why I didn't put much time into it, is because I had just gotten done watching the entire franchise, like
Yeah.
Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball Super, maybe 2 months before this game came out, and I just wasn't up for it again.
Yeah, I know. The game is just, it's designed head to toe to make you feel like a fucking badass, and it does it so well. It's just so much fun to play that game. Anyways, what's
My
yours?
winner. This may or may not surprise you, but you did actually get to play a tiny bit of it. Like a very tiny bit of it a few weeks ago. But my winner for gameplay is I'm like basically stalling for the trailers to end.
My winner is
It's a TurboTax. It's Zillow. No, my winner for gameplay actually goes to Half-Life Alyx.
oh. I like where
Like
I
I
played a
said-
bit, just writing on the windows in here.
Yeah, you just did like a tiny bit of the intro sequence. But this is another game where, I mean, even more so because it's in VR, is just like so fucking atmospheric. The head crabs like scare the shit out of you sometimes. There are actually moments in the game where you're in like complete pitch black darkness, and the only thing you can see in front of you is what you can see from this little flashlight that's on your wrist. Like you can see nothing else.
The time.
I think there's one thing that I wish that this game did, and it was that it would allow you to pick up objects and actually use those as weapons. Like, that's the one thing that it doesn't have that I wish it had. But the whole thing, like, using your wrist and just, like, flicking ammo towards you and grabbing it out of the air, all that stuff is just so damn cool.
Yeah, I wish I'd played it more, because like, it did seem a lot of fun. I don't really get to play VR games a lot.
Yeah, I just thought I'd get you to, like, play the intro, because I think even just off of the intro with, like, the headset on, I think you could tell that it was pretty immersive.
Yeah, like, if I ever get a, like, actual, like, proper PC that isn't just this, and a VR head, I will end up getting Half-Life Alyx.
Yep. I think it was, like, a 12-hour... Also... Crush Jeff.
Crush Jeff.
Crush Jeff. That's all I have to say.
Okay then.
Jeff is a character.
Is he a crab?
I don't really know how to describe him. That was the
Jeff's
part I
not
got
a
stuck
crab.
on for a little bit. Okay, my honorable mentions for gameplay go to Hades.
Fuck.
I enjoyed the gameplay more than you, but even I can see like where you're talking about with it, because I know that it is more of a systems-driven game than gameplay-driven. Another honorable mention, I can only put this as an honorable mention because it plays way too similar to Slay the Spire, and that is Monster Train.
Oh, yeah.
And then, and my last honorable mention is one that I'm pretty sure is on yours too, is Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I like the gameplay of Cyberpunk.
I think what's there is fun, but Deus Ex did it better.
Yeah, Deus Ex did it better. Like, that's just fucking flat out what it comes
That's all.
down
That's
to.
all.
for me.
That's
Like,
all it is. Just it's like I
It's
play
just
it.
a
I'm like,
word.
damn, Deus Ex did this better.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other?
I had one, but I can't think of it now. I had it. I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably mention that in my honorable mention. And then I'm like, what the fuck is it? And it actually kind of hurts my head trying to think about it. Let's just skip over it. I don't remember, obviously.
Okay. Our next category is best world. So my runner-up for best world is actually going to go to Yokohama.
The fuck's Yokohama?
Yokohama is the name of the city that you are in Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Oh, all right.
I think that it kind of just feels lively as you're going around in it. There's just always something to do outside of the main story. Just like so many fucking wacky characters. It's just a nice looking town. That's all it really is. It's just it looks really good.
Yeah, I liked how it was. One second. I liked it enough. It was nice. It was very confusing for me.
Fair enough. Oh, here's fucking typing.
Yeah, this motherfucker stole my Charmander for a roly-poly. I wasn't paying attention because I was talking. Anyways, is that what I wanted to say?
Yeah, it's just I liked the world of I liked the world in Yakuza 7. And I can only say Yokohama because I think
Sure.
Yokohama was the first time that appeared in the series.
All right.
Your runner-up?
My runner-up for best world is Cyberpunk,
Okay.
and
I have that as an honorable mention.
for me, it's just I'm a big fan of like the cyberpunk like aesthetic for games. The Deus Ex, obviously, I fucking love Deus Ex, but it's just the world itself is like it's very. I know it's very. The problem with it is it's very condensed and it's like very like cluttered. That's the real problem I have with it.
I've done everything, so now it just feels empty.
Yeah. But I did like it. I liked the whole aesthetic of everything. I felt like the world was lived in, whether or not it was cluttered and whatever. It did feel lived in to me, and I really do like that in games. And again, I'm partial to Cyberpunk.
I can't entirely say I feel the same on that. I liked the actual world design, but I felt the opposite on that. I did not feel like it felt lived in. And can we just point out that the cops there probably don't get paid enough since they just literally go, oh man, he ran 5 feet. I'm going to stop chasing him now. Also,
Yeah, they just
another thing,
walk slightly away and
another
let
thing,
it go.
have you noticed that cops do not chase you in cars? They do not drive cars.
Yeah, they just kind of like run after your ass.
It's like, why in the fuck do cops not drive?
It's a bit stupid. My guess is for why they don't. It was probably because, from what I heard, the game got rushed out.
Oh no, it definitely did. It should. I honestly feel like it should be a 2021 game. They should have spent more time on it. I think that it ultimately had the potential to be a lot better than it is. Like what it is a good game, but there's like so many things you're like, damn, they could have done this so much better.
Yeah, it just gives like I know what you mean. Like again, like I said, it's like Deus Ex but worse. That's kind of what it comes down to.
We'll come back to Cyberpunk later, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
So we'll go into more depth later on with that. But my winner is also Half-Life Alyx. Just City 17 and Half-Life Alyx, like all the undergrounds that you explore, it just is all so beautiful and fucking dangerous.
Fair enough.
I there's not much else to say about it. It's just the whole VR aspect of it just made it enhanced all that much more.
From what I played of it, it was pretty nice. I liked it. I really like it. Again, I didn't play enough of it to really have a.
No, I think I only had you play like the first 20 minutes. What is your winner?
My winner is, in my opinion, probably the most beautiful game world I've seen in quite a while, and Last time I saw World of Beautiful of it was the prequel to, well, the game that wasn't the sequel. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yes. Fuck, I didn't even put that down as an honorable mention. I didn't think about it.
The game world in that
but yes,
game
I
is
agree with you.
so fucking beautiful. Like,
It is.
It's,
Just like the fucking art style on its own, though.
That's Ori and the Blind Forest was the first game that I really was like, holy fucking shit! Like this
Ori
game
just-
is like a work of
Yeah,
art.
Ori just looks like a fucking water painting in motion.
Yeah, and then fucking this. It's so fucking beautiful. I mean, like, it's hard for me to say much else about it. It's just like all the colors and everything. It just fucking works so well.
It does.
I just can't like get over it. It's just so beautiful, and like all like the settings and everything, like how drastic they can look, is just awesome. Like there are certain areas in like I feel like I'm about to talk about Blind Forest again, but there are certain areas where it's like it's literally like it's almost terrifying to like be there, and other areas where it's just like it takes your breath away because it's just so pretty and everything. It's just such a fucking great, very well built world.
It is. Honorable mentions, we already said Cyberpunk was one of mine.
Yep.
My other one is The Underworld in Hades.
Oh.
I couldn't like put it as a winner because there's not a ton to it, but just like the lore behind that whole place is why I have to put it there. I mean, it is ultimately just Greek mythology, so it's kind of tricky to really say it's anything different. But
Yeah, but
it's pretty cool.
yeah, I'll mention I just kind of thought about like earlier during us the podcast would probably have to be Phasmophobia. And
For a world?
I said, well, there's really no other category I could think for it, like of what I'm trying to say. So yes, world. The atmosphere in that game is just fucking terrifying.
I
Like,
guess you could say each house is part of its own.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like the actual like atmosphere and like how like the game looks and like all of that shit is just like the game. It's built very well to just make you shit your pants. Alright, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Our next category is most underrated game. So, I could probably just close this now. There's no point in having that open. My runner-up for most underrated game, we already talked about earlier, was Maneater.
Yep.
I think that the game is a lot of fun. There is a lot of issues with the game, don't get me wrong. But ultimately, it was just real good, dumb fun, and it came out during a time when nothing else was coming out, so it was just like the perfect timing for it. And it wasn't even like a full price game. I think it was like a $40 game at launch.
Yeah, like it wasn't. I did like that a lot. Like it was.
It was just good, dumb fun. That's all it needed to be. I think I remember telling you like as it was coming up, it's like I don't think that this game is gonna get like any massively huge positive reviews. But if this is like a 7 out of 10 game, I'm good with that. That's all I need with this. And that's pretty much what it was. It was like a 70 on Metacritic or something around there. I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't need to be like a masterpiece. It just needed to be stupidly fun, and it was.
Yeah, it was what it needed to be. What is your runner-up?
My runner-up for most underrated game is so this is a kind of might be a little bit controversial with you.
Okay.
It's Cyberpunk, which I know that's a bit weird. Hear me saying Cyberpunk's underrated.
No, it's
There's
not.
a reason why.
It's not. I understand with all the backlash.
I felt, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at. I think people freaked out way too much about the game being glitchy. Like,
to be fair,
I
I
think
think most of the complaints we were hearing was from the last gen console side of it.
yes, but either way, I still like so many people were like, "Oh, this game's way too glitchy. What the fuck? Like, what's going on? This game's unplayable."
I don't
On
think it was
last-gen
unplayable.
consoles, yes. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, so many people freaked out about it. Like, I can think of so many games released each year that are just as glitch. Okay, mind you,
Oh
we're
no,
not talking about the last
no,
one.
Skyrim
Yes.
Skyrim probably still has
Yeah.
more glitches.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, so many people are like, "Oh, those games suck, it's so glitchy," and I'm like, Jesus Christ, people need to fucking calm down. Like, it's not that bad. Yes, agreed, it is glitchy. It's not anything to do with the game developer fault. I'm pretty sure I heard multiple times that, like, the fucking actual company, even though the company admitted this, they just made them rush out. Like, they made them try to fucking rush
the
out.
higher ups said that they forced the devs to push it up. Devs were working on it up until the very last second.
Yeah, and I mean, the game, in my opinion, still came out fucking fantastic. Mind you, yes, it has flaws. Every fucking game has flaws. But they would at least been able to have fixed some of those flaws if it had given the proper time.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of slightly bugs me.
We shouldn't go too far into this, because I think you're
Yeah,
I think you're
no,
talking about it again later. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna stop on that conversation because I think you still have it on your list somewhere else.
I do.
Okay. My winner actually came out in February. And it's a game that I feel like a lot of people have forgotten by now. My winner for most underrated game of 2020 actually goes to Darksiders Genesis.
I forgot about that game.
This is a spin-off of the Darksiders series, and what I find funny about it is, even though it is a spin-off, I think it is probably the best game in the series, and I think a lot of people felt the same way on that. It's kind of got like a top-down look of Diablo, but it does like its own thing with everything. You collect like souls from enemies and you use those to make your whole build, and it has like this whole tree that's like so much to do with it. The story was somewhat entertaining. I kind of regret going ahead and playing it without you, because I think you did want to play it in co-op, but we just
Yes,
didn't.
I did. That's the reason why I didn't end up finishing it, because I just wanted to play it in co-op.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I did like almost everything there was to do in it.
Yeah.
Strife is a very entertaining character, though, and I'm really looking for.
Yeah,
I really
he
want
reminds me.
Darksiders 4 just to have him as the main character. But I don't know. I just wish that this game got more reception than it did, because it was so fucking great. But I also know that the Darksiders series hasn't really had a bunch of, like, it's always been kind of like a niche series.
Yeah.
And I think you were the one that got me into it.
I believe I did, because I told you I really liked the first game. My
Yep.
dad always said he hated the game.
I think so. I think Genesis is my favorite of them now, followed by 1, then 3, then 2, and I like them all.
Mhm.
Okay, what is your winner?
Most underrated. So this game, kind of like Cyberpunk, where like this game did get like it was well received. It's just I don't think it got enough praise that it deserved, and that is Carrion.
Okay.
The game it's such a unique fucking game.
I have heard about
Like,
it, and it sounded great.
It is. I don't think I've ever played a game like it, where like it's kind of like a horror game, but you are the monster, like you are the fucking villain, and it's just the gameplay of it is just so much fun. It deserves more praise than it does. Honestly, like there is some story to it that you kind of. What do you say?
So I don't even know if I have the right trailer pulled up.
That's observation.
What?
I can almost get this. Looks like observation. Oh, never mind. That looks like observation for a minute. I guess this is a trailer for it. There is story to like find out, but like it's kind of like all in like kind of hidden details. Not like hidden, but it doesn't explicitly tell you the story. But the gameplay of it is just so unique and fun. Where like you're like a weird squelchy, squishy like red monster. And like you have to like drag people to you and shit. It's very interesting and it's a very fun game. And I just think it deserves more praise than it actually gets.
Yeah, I think I've heard good things about it. It's just I haven't heard many people talk about it. And yeah, that would be the case of underrated. Like, nobody's really talking about it.
Yeah.
And this is on Game
And I
Pass,
just-
right?
Yes, it is. I would love if you played it just in your free time. That's not the game I want to make you play, but like I would.
No,
love
I
to play it.
already know what I'm playing. Okay. Interesting. Never didn't really consider that you'd be talking about that. Runner-ups wise, I have Black Mesa, which had its full release in 2020, which is just the remake of Half-Life 1 that was a fan-made thing. I think I played like half of it, and I really enjoyed it. Samurai Jack Battle Through Time, which was the Samurai Jack game that was made by a bunch of ex-Ninja Gaiden devs. That was a lot of fun. I just didn't play much of it. And then this one I can only put as honorable mention because it's technically outside of where our categories put us. So, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Remake. I just love the Mystery Dungeon series so much, and I wish that more people would play them. I understand that it is a type of game that is kind of a bit more of like a niche audience, but I don't know. I love them more than the main series.
I would like to play it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Okay. Any honorable mentions for either?
Not really that I can think of now.
Nothing for underrated.
No, I really the main one I did want to talk about was Carrie and Cyberpunk. Those are the main two. For me.
Okay. Next category we have is Best Story.
Yeah,
My runner-up for Best Story, and I'm only putting this as runner-up because it is a remake of a game. Otherwise, I would put it as the winner, probably. Or, no. Why did it put... My runner-up goes to the Mafia Definitive Edition, which is the remake of Mafia 1. It pretty much follows everything that the original story did for the game. Like, the original game, which is why I have to put it as runner-up. But just, like, the amount of work that went into this remake is just great. It's a very generic mob story. Like, you've probably seen this story before. But it's just done so well. Like, there's nothing really special or different. It's just done very well.
So, the only Mafia game I've ever played was 3. I actually don't know. I don't remember how well that was received.
So there's a difference. So, okay. One of the things that I love about Mafia 1 and Mafia 2 is they are open world games, but you're really just playing the story. Like, there's no open world BS, and that's the issue that Mafia 3 had, is they added a bunch of open world BS instead of just allowing you to play straight through the story. And that's what a lot of people didn't like in Mafia 3.
Yeah, I get that.
Also, I find it funny that there's, like, this whole racing sequence that everyone goes, like, damn, this is, like, so fucking difficult. I got that done on, like, my first damn attempt.
I feel like we both have moments like that where, like, one person finds it very difficult and the other person's like, no, that wasn't difficult
Your
at all."
contract has expired.
Yeah, that I found, like, to be fucking... Oh, was that the one I found hell? I thought
Yes.
I remember the porta potty being hell. I don't know why. I guess it was contract expired. Either way, yeah.
Okay, what is your runner-up for Best Story?
My runner-up for best story is, I mean, it kind of in a similar fashion to what you said about Mafia. The only reason why it isn't any higher is because it's a story that's already been done before, and it's Kakarot, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Okay.
And, I mean, it's fucking Dragon Ball.
It's Dragon
Of
Ball
course
Z.
it's
It's
so
Dragon
good.
Ball without the filler.
Yeah, and it's like that's the only reason why it isn't. The only reason why it isn't my number one. is purely because it's been done before. Like I can't, in right mind, go like, oh, I need to give this the fucking win.
Yeah, my
Like,
my winner is the Dragon Ball Z franchise.
Yep, pretty much.
I got it.
And
There's not really a ton to say about that.
there really isn't. That's kind of all I have to say. It's the fucking Dragon Ball storyline.
Okay, my winner is a game I haven't even finished yet, but
Really?
I love the story so far, and that is, of course, Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon.
Yeah. Thought about it for a minute, like, oh, never mind, I know what this is gonna be.
But we already mentioned that fucking locker scene.
That's fucking rough.
There's just a lot of things that have been going on in the story. Like, even, like, the side stories, like the whole thing with, oh, hey, look, these fucking man babies.
There's some weird shit. There's funny. There's some funny weird shit in the game.
Yes, it's just a very enjoyable story, and I'm really looking forward to see where it goes. I think I'm, like, 30-something hours in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just excited to see where it goes from where it's at. Go ahead.
So, my winner is it's Cyberpunk. That's my winner for best story.
Okay.
Under one condition. The condition that the ending to the story is the devil ending.
Takamura?
Where you go to... Yes, with Takamura. First of all, I was already considering Takamura being one of my fucking best characters.
I'm surprised you didn't have that as an honorable... That was your honorable mention.
Yeah, there it is. Takamura.
We figured it out. Go ahead. Continue.
Either way, it's just... I don't know. The entire game, it's a good game. Like, the story is very fun.
Don't
takes
play it
itself
like I
seriously,
did.
but it also doesn't. What? What do you mean by that?
Hit the certain point in the campaign that do every fucking thing in the game before you continue the story.
Yeah, just don't. If you're gonna do everything in the game, wait until you get to like the minute before like the last mission. That's what I did, pretty much. I still haven't done everything in the game, I just haven't really felt like it.
I have.
But
I've done every fucking thing in the game, Christian, and I still haven't maxed Blade's skill despite doing Blades the entire fucking game.
I know. It's just fucking sad. So, like I said, specifically with the devil ending with Takamura, the ending is just so fucking intense, and like, I don't know why. I can't explain why I like that ending so much. I just really fucking like the ending. And I don't know, the story in Cyberpunk is good. It has a lot of emotional beats, has a lot of funny moments. I honestly think that more people would like it if it weren't for everything going on with the higher ups and everything that's been going on. I think people like it a lot more.
I think it would have been received a lot better had last gen versions not even came out.
This is also a good point. That very fair point.
Okay, honorable mentions for me. I have Call of the Sea. Tell Me Why. Tell Me Why was... So I thought it had a pretty damn good story to it, even though it didn't go quite where I thought it was going to go. It was still just a very entertaining story to get through. I also have Cyberpunk as an honorable mention. I don't think it was a great story, but it had beats in it that were pretty good. And then I have Hades.
Yep.
That one that you probably were expecting to see.
Yeah. I'm not surprised in the slightest.
Are you surprised that it's an honorable mention and not a winner?
A little bit, yeah. I'm a bit surprised by that.
Okay.
So, yeah, I can't really think. I had a hard time coming up with honorable mentions, I won't lie.
I don't think you typically play a ton of games with story, though.
I don't. I mean, fuck, what other games I played this year, man? I guess, I don't know. I did like the story of Maneater, what little there was. It wasn't great. There's a reason. So far, I like the story of Immortals. There's a reason why it isn't on here, though, because I didn't want to talk about it too much until a certain point. But, I mean, yeah.
Okay. Before we go into Game of the Year, we have one more section, which is not biggest regret. It's the miscellaneous awards, which are just categories we came up with on our own because they don't fit anything we have. We'll kind of just try and go through these relatively quick. Do you have anything for this?
For Misk?
Yes. I'm asking you
Fable.
first. Just Fable?
Fable.
Not even Fable 3?
Fable 3, yes, but like Fable as a whole as a franchise, it's just I want to see more out of it.
Oh, so
I
are you excited?
Fable 3.
Are you excited for the new Fable game being made by the Forza Horizon guys?
Fuck, yes I am. Okay, so to clarify, Fable 3 is by far still one of my favorite games of just all time. I
don't like
fucking adore that game. And I am so excited to have a new Fable game come out.
And I personally just think Fable 3 is okay.
You shut your fucking dirty whore mouth.
I'm with the majority here.
Yeah, you're with the wrong majority. What? You're gonna tell me the Earth's round too?
Christian, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's an okay game.
I fucking adore the game.
It's an RPG that you can beat in I don't know, what was it, like 8 hours? I don't even remember.
Yeah, but that's not the point. You're not supposed to just play through it. You're supposed to do shit,
There's
man.
there's some mechanics there that are cool, but it's just I wish there was more to the game. It's okay. My biggest issue is the game's pretty damn linear for what it is.
Yeah, I guess you're not really wrong about that.
I think Fable 2 is more of an open world game, but you haven't played Fable 2.
I played a little bit of it. I want to go back and actually play through the rest of the Fable games.
So what is your category just for saying Fable? Is it just Fable?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a couple. I have a couple things here.
I've written down just Fable.
Okay. So I have like anime for 2020. These aren't necessarily anime that came out in 2020 or were running in 2020. Some of them are, but it's more or less just what I watched in 2020. My runner-up, I put Black Clover, which I only had recently watched and loved every last episode of it. And my winner is One Piece, which I watched like 400 of the episodes this year. Not much else to explain there. My runner-up is... I mean, not my runner-up. My honorable mention for there is Overlord, which I also watched this year. That's it for that part. I also have category for my... I'm not going to say best Magic card, but like favorite Magic card. For my runner-up, I have Luminous Broodmoth, because Unflying is great. Also Mothra. But my winner is actually the Pathway lands, just like the lands that we just got.
Oh yeah, those are pretty good.
How you can just like flip them. It's just so good for Commander.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the Press F to Pay Respects award. We lost someone on January 1st.
Who was it?
Just put an F in chat for Battleborn.
That's rough, man.
Yeah. Battleborn servers shut down on January 1st. I actually liked Battleborn a lot.
Yeah, so did I.
F. Okay, with that, we're Game of the Year now.
Yes, Game of the Year.
Okay. Game of the Year. My runner-up for Game of the Year. Pulling up the video. My runner-up for Game of the Year is Half-Life Alyx.
Oh,
I kind of, like, upon going back on it, looked at some of the games I played over the year, and this is one of the ones that I actually looked back on the most fondly. It was probably my first experience with actually fully playing through, like, a campaign in a VR game, which it might, for all I know, still be, like, the only game that actually has that. But just, like, all the mechanics of it and everything just made it so much fun. Story-wise, it was great. The only real complaint I had playing through the game was the ending just wasn't that good. Not story-wise. Story-wise, the ending was great. But gameplay-wise, it just, like, they go, hey, let's take away all your weapons and make it so you have to do this almost, like, force push through your hand that doesn't really work all that well. And I'm like, great. No.
no, please.
But I've like Game of the Year for a lot of things I mentioned earlier, like atmosphere and everything, just like the fact that you get to fuck with all the physics of everything. It's just such a good game.
Again, I wish I had gotten to play it more, but I just didn't.
Okay. What is your runner up?
My runner-up is Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay, I thought that was actually going to be your runner up somehow. I knew it was either going to be your winner or your runner up.
It was a runner-up. The game, we've talked a lot about the game, so I'm not going to go into super huge detail here. I absolutely adore this game.
Well,
I think it could be better. That's what I would say about it.
Yes, it's a good game. Deus Ex did it better.
Yeah, that's just kind of what it comes down to.
It's like the entire time I played this, I liked it, but in my head I'm just like, why couldn't this just be an open world Deus Ex instead?
Yeah, I know. It would have been awesome if it was that. Because I wholeheartedly agree. Deus Ex did everything Cyberpunk did. Deus Ex had done it better. But I mean, that's it. They're very similar games. Like they're both Cyberpunk-esque. They'll have some RPG mechanics to them. Just Deus Ex is so much better. That's about all I can really say about it.
It was entertaining.
It was.
I played it for like, what, 98 hours?
Yeah,
98 hours over the first 3 weeks. Because I got COVID like the fucking week it came out. Oh boy, Christian. It's that time. It's that time. My winner. My winner for Game of the Year goes to Hades.
Uh-huh.
I loved the characters throughout this. I love the story throughout this. I enjoy the systems and everything. I will say, I did drop this game at first. But I was also like listening to a podcast around the time and they kept on talking about it. I was like, oh, well, that sounds really cool. So I went back to it. And that's when I became addicted, was when I went back to the game.
Yeah.
So I've probably put, I think, like 107 hours into this game. Now I've done 22 full runs. I have a majority of the story done. I actually just got a new thing recently, and it's making me excited to go back to it again. Like saying, like, a thing that I thought was going to be the ending of the story, and it's like, hey, here's more to that story. It's like, what the fuck? There's still more? But that's the thing, like, this game just keeps on with the characters. It's like more and more and more. So there's, like, always some conversation. It's... I don't know, I just really liked it. Do you have any positive things to say about the game?
It wasn't the worst game.
That's not really a positive thing to say, but I guess.
That's as positive as I can get about it, because I don't like the game.
I don't know. I just...
Alright.
It's my favorite game of this year.
and no one can take that away from you. I could say you're stupid, but
Hey, at least it's better than The Last of Us Part 2.
See, I can't agree with that because I don't know anything about Last of Us Part 2.
It's like, hey guys, here's this game that got a bunch of controversy and a bunch of bullshit towards it. Here's these games that you can get Game of the Year for. There's Animal Crossing, which definitely shouldn't have gotten it. Hades.
No.
Ghost of Tsushima. Doom Eternal. And Last of Us Part 2. I would have been okay with either one of the three. Whether it be Hades, Ghost of Tsushima, or Doom Eternal. One of those three. But then they're like, hey guys, this is actually called the Last of Us Part 2 awards, so it goes to The Last of Us Part 2.
You guys knew it. Here it is. Alright, so you want me to start talking about my game of the year?
Yep.
My game of the year, I'm pretty sure you already know what it is. It's pretty obvious. It's Minecraft Dungeons. Minecraft Dungeons is fucking amazing. No reaction.
Oh
No
my
reaction
god.
Does it not deserve a reaction?
Oh my god. If you were serious, I'd have to kill you. Honorable mention for biggest disappointment, but also my game of the year.
Yeah. Yep. I like being disappointed.
Oh. So that's why you like Cyberpunk.
Yes. My actual game of the year is Immortals: Phoenix Rising.
Oh, really?
You didn't know that?
No.
Really? What do you think it was going to be?
I wasn't sure because I honestly thought it was going to be Cyberpunk.
No, my favorite's Immortals. It's fucking awesome.
How much
The
have
game
you
is
played
fucking. Well, I haven't been playing it much because I've been playing Disco Elysium more or less recently, but we don't need to talk about that right now.
We'll talk about that when we get to the final stuff.
It's just such a fucking good game. Like, the gameplay of it, like, I will admit, it borrows a lot from Breath of the Wild, but it's different enough that it makes it its own experience. The game is fucking gorgeous, mind you.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen the stuff and it just looks
a lot of the rewards I gave, I would also give to Immortals in a heartbeat. I just didn't because I didn't want like my entire list to be Immortals.
That was kind of me with Hades.
So, yeah, the characters are fucking hilarious. The game itself is hilarious. The story is really fucking good. The gameplay is phenomenal. It's just so fucking good. I will admit the RPG mechanics of it are a bit shallow, which I gave some shit to Cyberpunk, but it doesn't detract from the game. It's not like I'm constantly thinking like, wow, the RPG mechanics in this game are not as good as they could be. It's just really fucking good game. The characters are all amazing, especially fucking that motherfucker. I can't think of his name. Prometheus. Prometheus and Zeus are just fucking awesome. They're the narrators of the game, and they're just fucking hilarious the entire time. Phoenix itself, herself, or just at least I'm not sure if it changes if you're a guy or girl. Like if the actual like dialogue changes, I doubt it. They're fucking klutz, and it's just great. Like this absolute this person who should not be the hero just ends up being the hero of the day.
Here's why I think you really like it, because I've actually heard a description of how people describe this before. And that would be a mix of, like, Breath of the Wild, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Fable.
Mm-hmm. They're very good description. That is very accurate. And it's such a fucking fun game. I just can't get over it. It's amazing.
Yep, I'm hoping to get to it at some point soon. Because I just haven't. Unless you count 15 minutes on the Switch.
Yeah. And there's not much else I can say about that. The puzzles are all really fun. And there's one type of puzzle, like, it's a little bit repetitive, but not too bad. That's specifically the Odysseus trials. And they're specifically bow and arrow, like, puzzles, but, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm honestly a little surprised at your game of the year.
If you had, I was gonna ask what would you have guessed it would be? apart from Cyberpunk.
I wouldn't have been sure at that point, honestly. I right as soon as you said Cyberpunk was your runner-up, I was like, wait a minute, what's your winner?
Minecraft Dungeons, baby.
It was a good joke. It's just if you would have said anything other than that, I might have almost taken it seriously.
If I'd actually, no, imagine I'd said it like a serious way, like, my favorite game of the year is actually Minecraft Dungeons.
What the fuck?
I know. I was saying a lot bad about it earlier, but man, it's just a really phenomenal game. It's fucking trash.
Yeah, I just changed it to the last second. I actually think Minecraft Dungeons is fantastic. They haven't finished the fucking game. It's like, yeah. It's like, it's a 3-hour game!
I played it for 10 minutes, that counts.
Game of the year, 10 minutes.
Woohoo!
Do you have honorable mentions for this?
The only one I can think of is Ori and Will of the Wisps. And it was barely beat out by Immortals, and that's only because I didn't put as much time into Ori.
My only runner-up is, runner-up? Why do I keep saying runner-up? My honorable mention, I only have one of them, and it's Yakuza Like a Dragon. I think had I finished the game, it probably would have either been my runner-up or my winner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the same with Ori, but I did not play enough of Ori.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason why it wasn't my runner-up or my actual winner. I didn't play enough of the game.
Well, then that ends that section of this.
Mm-hmm.
So our final segment we go into, we're going to start by mentioning games we hope to finish or just continue throughout the next month. I am hoping to get through Yakuza Like a Dragon by the time we get to our next podcast. That's pretty much my only goal at this point.
For me, I'm hoping to get through. I'm not sure I actually want to get fully through it, but I do. I want to finish Disco Elysium by the end of this.
Yep, you've been talking about it quite a bit.
Fucking god, that game's awesome.
I find it funny that it's like a game. It's a game you never even really knew about, but I just kind of like vaguely mentioned what it was about and everything. You're like, that sounds really cool. Bought it, and then it's just like, no, that's all you can really talk about.
Yeah, it's just such a fucking good game. It's just so well built, like the characters and the story and everything. I mean, the gameplay is all just decision making, but it's still like Telltale games are just all decision making. It still works. And I also want to finish Fallout. Well, I want to finish Fallout New Vegas as well, like my replay through of it, like my
the DLCs.
50th fucking. Yeah, the DLCs and just in general the game, like my 50th fucking playthrough of the game, because I just absolutely adore the game. And I also want to probably finish what you're going to recommend to me. I hope I finish it.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of those games.
Yeah.
Okay, so second part of our final segment. Any games that we're excited for. I want Deathloop now. Give me Deathloop now.
I know nothing about it.
Christian, it's a fucking arcane game.
I know. So I'm a little bit excited for it, but I'm not gonna be excited for it until it comes to Xbox. That's what I would say.
It's okay, so I think I actually did look more into it. So it's actually almost a roguelike.
Well, I assume it's called Deathloop. That sounds like a roguelike to me.
So basically, I guess there's like this whole clock on the world. You need to figure out where you need to go at what time of day to kill the targets, and you have to find a way to get like multiple targets killed at once. So you have like 24 hours to kill all your targets, but there is a player that can invade your game and kill you.
Yeah. So quick question: when's it coming out? When's it gonna be on PC?
I think it was May.
Okay. Do you know if it'll? I mean, it might run. Well, do you think it might run on my computer?
If it does, it would not be a good way to play it for you.
All right.
That's about as much as I know. It would not be a good way for you to play it.
All right. Then yeah, I'll wait till it comes out on Xbox, I guess.
And at least it'll be on Game Pass. So.
Yeah.
Another game I'm excited for. I'm excited for the Mass Effect trilogy coming out on next gen finally.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Because I think I heard something about them like redoing the gameplay of Mass Effect 1, which should make things so much easier with it.
The only one I remember playing all the way through is Mass Effect 2. I remember I tried 3. Oh, I also played Andromeda, which I did like Andromeda, but I know it's not really a Mass Effect game, quote unquote.
I am also cautiously optimistic about the next Dragon Age game. I can't even say excited at this point. BioWare's scared me too much lately.
Yeah. With all the things I've been doing. Like, I like Anthem. I wish it was better, though. There should be no reason why the only way I'm able to play it is because my character is glitched.
Everything that is wrong with Anthem is the same shit that's wrong with Avengers. Did you hear what I said?
I said, yeah, really.
Okay. Any games you're excited for?
There's two major ones, and that's number one being Gotham Knights. I'm so fucking excited for Gotham Knights. I just hope it's really good. I really fucking hope. And second I'm excited for is Hood. That is one I'm pretty excited for, and I hope is pretty good as well.
So cautious optimism.
I'm very cautiously optimistic about, but I have been for a while with any game coming out.
Yeah.
I've been cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so last part of this is we each get to assign each other a 4 to 8 hour long game. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
just a game that's up to 7 or 8 hours long to each other to play for the month.
Yep.
So, my game that I will be assigning you is Spec Ops: The Line.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. My game. I thought you were gonna start talking about it or something, and you're just silent. I'm like,
no, I'm just assigning you the game because you'll end up talking about it next month.
I mean, yeah. I'm assigning you Outer Wilds.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure how to end this, so for the 1 or 2 people that decide to watch this, other than Joey,
fuck every single one of you.
I was gonna say thank you for listening to the Stuck in Development podcast. God
you're
damn
all
it!
pieces of shit human beings. Fuck you.
Fuck the NCR.
Fuck the NCR. Ave, true to Kaisar.